This is where 4-year-old Micaiah found herself alone and walking for help. Sheer terror for a mom and her 2 kids here as flames trap them in their upstairs apartment. Do you have permission to be operating under his license?
Yes, I do.
Because that's not what he told a roofer who you owe money to. And counselors fear the product covers up what's really important, talking about and stopping rape. Passengers on both sides of the political aisle I talked with didn't agree with the airline ejecting the woman for her actions. Both boys will face discipline here at the school for the fight. It's now up to the sheriff's office if they could face criminal charges. It's something we don't like to think about happening in our community. Kids forced to be sex slaves. Drops the knife, and as he leaves, threatens if the couple calls police, he'll come back for revenge after he gets out of jail and kill them. Either the birds had essentially bad sushi, eating dead or dying fish, and they also found traces of red tide. These neighbors would love to send a message to property owners. Your house looks like, well,
if it does go in their favor, we're going to lose our home. We're going to lose our home. I don't want to lose my home.
Tina and Luis Lopez and their 2 kids have called this Riverview house a home for 12 years, but this could be their last.
I'm sorry, baby. We're going to be good.
Their future is now in the hands of Judge Joelle Ober after pleading with her to stop the auction sale of their home.
This all started with just a $150 payment that they said they never received.
The family says the Rivercrest HOA didn't notify them of the missed payment for 4 years, and attorney and late fees skyrocketed to more than $4,000. They agreed to a payment plan but say they stopped amid confusion after the HOA's law firm, Bush Ross, got sued in a class action lawsuit. When the family got a $300 settlement check, they thought they were off the hook.
It's very rare that you deal with a class action in the middle of settlement negotiations. So I do think that there is some hope. I mean, it is definitely an uphill battle.
That's because Bush Ross argues the family stopped payments before the class action even settled. And as part of their repayment agreement, they knew if they didn't pay up, faced foreclosure. The HOA sold the $270,000 home for just $18,000 in May. The family would get just $14,000.
Frankly, we communicated to them that they defaulted, asked for them to cure. They did not.
We make mistakes. They made mistakes. But just because of that, you know, we shouldn't have to lose our home.
Adding to their heartbreak, their attorney, lawyer SAP, formerly KEL, pawned off their case just hours before this hearing. My calls for an explanation were not returned. The judge could make a decision as early as next week. Kendra Conlon, 10 News, WTSP.
My name is Pamela Hewitt.
Pamela Hewitt managed to record the day she says ruined her life in January of last year during a run-in with Tampa police and Officer Eric Turner.
He ran up to me, kneed me, knocked me to the ground. You are not gonna do this.
She says she had to speak out after seeing Turner do the same thing to this 15-year-old skateboarder.
These police officers have to be accountable because it's not an isolated incident.
But Hewitt and police have different versions of what unfolded. You can see her walk out of an event at the University Club asking a security guard for help. She says she'd been sick that week and believes over-the-counter meds, prescription drugs, and a glass of wine didn't mix.
We're trying to help you, man. We're trying to figure out what's going on.
Security called paramedics, who called police.
Here's what's pissing me off. I kept wondering where my car is. Shut up.
She was somewhat combative and belligerent toward them.
What we don't see on any of the videos, which is really the most important part, is what happened when Hewitt and officers got out of the elevator and here to the first floor, where Hewitt claims she was kneed and taken down by an officer. Hegarty says Hewitt didn't file a complaint until this February. After watching the video released by building management and talking with witnesses, Internal Affairs closed the unfounded case Wednesday, the same day we reached out to TPD. Officer Turner claims another officer tried to cuff her and, quote, Hewitt broke one hand free and I took control of it, bringing it back behind her back. This was the extent of my response to resistance. 2 incidents, same officer, about a year apart. Do you believe there's a pattern?
We looked at it, looked at all the video we could, talked to everybody that we could, saw absolutely no evidence of that, so the answer is no.
In Tampa, Kendra Conlon, 10 News, WTSP. Patients reached out to 10 News after arriving to their dentist to this. The doors locked during normal business hours at All About Teeth. They've already spent money for services. Now wonder, where is Dr. Jeffrey Martin with their money?
I went in there and they were gone.
Kevin Fullwood says he had an appointment last week at All About Teeth and showed up to an empty office. So he tried again Monday.
There was nobody there. I've got to get a bridge done in my front and fillings.
His treatment plan.
His brother Blaine says he's out the money.
They've been paid $1,500.
In this email, Dr. Martin told Blaine he wouldn't even discuss scheduling until Blaine took down his online complaint about the business suddenly closing up shop. No explanation why the office was closed.
No, he has not spoken to me as to why the office was closed.
The businesses next door say the office has been dark more than a week and they've seen a lot of unhappy patients.
I've seen them walk in, knock on the door, pound on the door, and leave. They took his money. That's all I can hear him yelling about.
We found the doors locked as well in Lakeland and Ellington, so we tried calling to find out if Dr. Martin is trying to sell his business and got the same message at both locations.
Please note, we currently have limited phone availability.
Dr. Martin did respond to my email saying, in part, we only address patient concerns directly with patients. Every patient that has left a message has been responded to. I can't answer your questions regarding structural changes, even if they were going on. It's deja vu for patients who showed up to Martin's Clearwater practice called Highlands Dental last year, only to discover it was closed. Dr. Martin filed for bankruptcy in February of last year, owing creditors more than $2 million at that time. I checked, and it's still going through the courts. He then opened offices under the name All About Teeth in Lakeland and Ellington, where patients
$2,393.05.
and a vendor say they've been out thousands.
$4,900.
It doesn't seem ethical to me. You don't have a dental office, close it up.
The Board of Dentistry shows Martin's license is active with no complaints, although I spoke with the Department of Health and learned they do not confirm open complaints until they're investigated. In Lakeland, Kendra, Conlon, 10 News. This group of eager Bay Area kids, ages 4 to 10, thought they were at the 10 News studios for a toy test.
3, 2, 1, go.
Their parents know as they watch the kids on monitors in our control room, it's really a gun safety check.
We own a firearm, so we tell them, not to touch it, ever.
Just clicks.
With help from Hillsborough County School Resource Officer Ben Tillis.
So this is extremely real.
We wedge an unloaded BB gun in a couch cushion.
Oh, my heart's pounding right now. Okay. Scary.
Girls are playing, essentially sitting on the hidden potential danger. The parents gasp 13 minutes in as the gun catches the eye of 4-year-old Caleb. He pulls it out, looking unsure, then tells his 6-year-old brother Colton. Then Colton picks it up. 5-year-old Austin grabs it, 8-year-old Brady checks it out, and his 5-year-old sister Meredith is curious.
No one's telling anybody yet.
Less than 3 minutes after finding it, Caleb puts his thumb on the trigger and squeezes.
It's a tough thing to swallow because you never know what could happen. That quick, one pull of the trigger and it's over.
What is this thing?
The gun continues to make the rounds, now in the hands of 10-year-old Aiden, who runs to show the other boys.
Where did you find that? I found it sitting on the couch.
It changes hands 4 times in less than 30 seconds before 8-year-old Max fires. There is debate whether it's a toy.
Pistol? Do you have to pull back the... That is a real gun. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Then shoot it then. Like, shoot it at the floor. If it's a real gun, it shouldn't be laying on the couch. Yeah. Even, it should have been hidden somewhere safe. Yeah.
4-year-old Caleb tries to stop them.
It's not a toy.
It is, it's scary. I mean, I'm happy that he is, telling them that it's a real gun, it's not a toy. But again, he did, he picked it up first.
Unsure, they fire it anyway.
He's never seen a real gun. So this is, it's eye-opening.
That's a BB gun, but not low. Oh, no.
Then it becomes a free-for-all.
You could be at anybody's house, say, oh, it's not real, or it's just fake, and he would just believe it.
I was almost in tears seeing it because they think it's a game, but...
Everybody having fun?
Yep.
Deputy Tillis interrupts the playtime, taking the gun and giving the kids the real lesson to this test.
You don't touch it, you get away from it, you find an adult.
They said it was empty, so I thought it was a toy.
What would have happened if this had been a real gun, guys?
If it was a real gun, it would actually shoot somebody.
Somebody would have been hurt. Somebody might have died.
We really have to reiterate the fact that it is not a toy. It is pretty alarming.
It's tough. Parents tell me they'll continue to drive home the message to their kids, but worry what it'll take to really sink in. Think about this. If your child goes over to a friend's home, you may ask if they have a pool and if it's secure. Deputy Tillis says you should be asking those same questions about guns. So would putting a gun in your child's hands help take away the mystery of the danger? We'll show you why it's a choice some parents are making Wednesday night at 11.